Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are fine and doing well. The next topic I'm going to cover is negotiation. Since negotiation is a broad topic, it cannot be covered in a single video. So I've decided to do a mini series on negotiation. This series will include topics such as the basics of negotiation, the preparation and planning stage of negotiation, the interaction stage, what needs to be done once negotiation has been completed, that is the post negotiation stage, the use of power in commercial negotiation, approaches to negotiation, and the skills that are required to become a successful negotiator. Trust me, if you watch these videos and apply the lessons in your day to day proceedings, you will become a master at negotiation, and that too in a very short span of time. So let's get started. The first video is going to be a curtain raiser. I will talk about what is negotiation, what is the purpose of negotiation, and stakeholder management in negotiation. What is negotiation? In simple layman terms, negotiation is a process of planning, reviewing, and analyzing used by buyers and sellers to reach acceptable agreements or compromises, which include all aspects of the business transaction and not just price. It is also the process whereby two or more parties decide what each will give and take in an exchange between them. It can also be any form of verbal or non-verbal communication in which the participants seek to exploit their relative competitive advantages and needs to achieve explicit or implicit objectives within the overall purpose of seeking to resolve problems that are barriers to agreement. Now talk about the purpose of negotiation. Negotiation is used to move two people or parties who hold divergent opinions towards agreement. The sources of divergence could be price, quality, payment terms, risk sharing mechanism, volumes and commitments, contractual terms and conditions, dispute resolutions, and so on and so forth. It is pertinent to mention that the negotiation process itself can be a breeding ground for conflict, as each party might hold contrasting perspectives on the preferred style and approach to negotiation, or they may even resist the necessity to negotiate altogether, which makes the process futile. In an earlier video, I talked about the procurement cycle and I walked you through the different stages of the procurement cycle. With regards to negotiation, it is important to recognize that all stages of the procurement cycle, starting from needs analysis till contract management, may require an element of negotiation. This is the case as the sourcing team may have to negotiate with internal stakeholders as well as suppliers and external bodies. Since we are talking about effective negotiations, it is important to have an idea about stakeholders. Stakeholders can be split into three categories, that is, internal stakeholders, connected stakeholders, and external stakeholders. Internal stakeholders are members of the organization. They include the directors, managers, and employees who operate within the organization's boundaries. Connected stakeholders have direct legal, contractual, or commercial dealings with the organization. They include shareholders, members of the board of directors, employee unions, suppliers, and customers. External stakeholders do not have direct contractual or commercial dealings with the organization, but they have an interest in or are affected by the organization's activities. They include regulators, media companies, competitors, and society. I will now talk about Mendelow's power and interest matrix. This matrix is used to categorize different stakeholders in a negotiation. This matrix is also used to determine the amount and type of information that needs to be shared with each stakeholder. I will now tell you how the matrix could be used for effective stakeholder management. If the stakeholders have high power and they are highly interested, they are the key players and they have to be managed closely. These stakeholders include shareholders, members of the board, and employees union. If the stakeholders have high power but they are less interested, they have to be kept satisfied. These stakeholders include regulators. If the stakeholders have low power but they are highly interested, they have to be kept informed. These stakeholders include management, customers, vendors, and local communities. Lastly, if the stakeholders have low power and they are less interested, they require minimal effort, they just have to be monitored. These stakeholders include competitors, pressure groups, society, and media companies.